Welcome to the No Te Rindas Intermediate English Podcast, home of the Tenaz Intermediate English app, disponible en noterrindaspodcast.us. Este es un podcast para hispanohablantes que quieren mejorar su comprensión auditiva del inglés de los Estados Unidos. Somos dos hermanos americanos con raíces mexicanas. Soy Gabo o Gabe, aquí con mi hermano mayor Goyo o Greg.
Good afternoon.
Hey man, how is it going?
It's going fine, but I'm just a wee bit sad today, Gabo.
Oh, you're sad? What's going on?
Well, the Georgia Bulldogs, my university football team where I went to graduate school, have been really, really successful for the last several years, and they lost a close game to Alabama yesterday, and Alabama is the other really, really successful team from what's called our conference, the SEC. And so it could suggest a change in the trajectory of the University of Georgia Bulldogs in football Americano. So yeah, just a little sad.
So it seems like they had a long winning streak where they just hadn't lost a game in a long time. So this is a big deal.
It was over 2 years, yeah.
Wow. Lucky.
Yeah.
Well, my Tennessee Titans have not yet managed to win a game. Even the game I went to, they lost, and then they lost again last week. So we're going to be on what's called Monday Night Football tomorrow.
Okay.
And Monday Night Football is kind of a big deal because it's sort of a tradition. I think they're actually going to have two games close to the same time, but we're playing against the Dolphins from Miami, so should be a good game.
Well, good luck to your Titans, and good luck to my Bulldogs. What's today's topic?
Well, recently we hosted an episode with Milena of EnglishMadeSimple.net. Now, Milena is an English teacher, and she lives in Australia. Now, she asked us if we would record a little brief piece for her listeners on the topic of customer service English. So I thought today we could take some of those concepts and change them a bit, and let's turn that into part 3 of our series that you and I have done on customer service and English. Now, if you want to hear parts 1 and 2, please go to our website, noterrindaspodcast.us, and listen to episodes 22 and 26, which are part 1 and 2 of this series. Now, we want to thank Milena again from EnglishMadeSimple.net for being on our show.
And thank her again for letting us be part of one of her shows here very soon. Listen for it. Si te gusta escuchar nuestros episodios y si usas Android, puedes bajar nuestra app Tenaz Intermediate English gratis de Google Play. Brindamos enlaces en nuestra página noterrindaspodcast.us a todas nuestras apps. Haz un clic en la pestaña para aplicaciones hoy. Gracias.
Hola, I'm Gabo, here with my brother Goyo, and we are the hosts of the No Te Rindas podcast. We specialize in teaching intermediate English to Spanish speakers.
Hola, soy Goyo, y hoy vamos a dar una muestra pequeña de nuestro formato, de nuestra personalidad, el estilo de nuestro show. Y vamos a enfocarnos hoy, Gabo, en el servicio al cliente, que es una especialidad de ti, ¿no es cierto?
Sí, es cierto. I work in the customer service industry at a call center as a manager over a team of agents. And one of the challenges for my agents is that we get calls from all over the United States. So my agents hear a lot of different spoken accents. Now, I myself have a Southern accent, as they say, as do many of the agents who work in my call center because of where I live. But we also have a call center that takes calls for my company, and that call center is in Guatemala City, Guatemala. And those agents, of course, are native Spanish speakers. So when they speak English to the callers, their accent is more neutral. Now, for example, we sometimes have callers from the northeastern part of the United States, and they might call what we call a water heater a water heater.
Now, hang on. So you and I would say water heater, and they say water heater, like they don't pronounce the R on the end of the word.
Right. That's a typical northeastern United States thing, whether it be New England or New York. Often they drop the R's off. So they say water heater. Another thing they might say is they might say that they left their credit card out in the car and are going to have to call back.
Okay, so credit card becomes credit card, and
Right.
car becomes car, and call becomes qual.
Right. Right.
Did I say that right?
That was perfect.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess I'm ready to take the train to New England then. So you can imagine that in this environment, an environment where you might be one day as a call center English speaker, you need to be able to spell things. You might need to spell your name. You might need to spell an email address. So in the fairly recent past was invented something called the NATO phonetic alphabet, or the Alpha Bravo Charlie alphabet. And this was invented to make it easier and more uniform to communicate in international environments, like when a pilot from one country is trying to land an airplane and they're speaking with airport personnel in a different country. They're both speaking English, but they have different accents. And so they need to be able to spell to one another. And, sometimes, Gabe, the signal isn't very good. So it has to be very, very clear how they're spelling things. And that's why this alphabet was invented.
Right. There might be static or a break in the signal, or it might just generally be hard to hear the other caller. So this is something that they used on the battlefield when communicating in field radios, and it certainly works well in airline communications. So it's something that's been used for a long time to be very clear which letter you're talking about. So now we'll pretend to take a call. We'll have a mock phone call where we use the NATO phonetic alphabet. See if you can understand the letters of the email address as Goyo says them using this tool. Good afternoon, Podcasting Support Services. This is David.
Hi, David. I'm having some trouble uploading my last podcast episode using your service. Can you help me?
Yes, I can look into that for you, sir. May I have your name?
Yes, my name is Goyo Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. And may I have your email address?
Sure, it's questions@noterindaspodcast.us.
I'm sorry. No te rindas? How do you spell that?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. That's not English, is it? Well, we have an English podcast for Spanish-speaking people, so the name is partly in Spanish, but I can spell it for you. It's questions at November, Oscar, Tango, Echo, Romeo, India, November, Delta, Alpha, Sierra, podcast.us.
Got it. Oh, that really helped. Thanks for spelling that out phonetically. Okay, I can use your email address to pull up your account with us. One moment.
Thanks.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, I see what the problem is. It looks like the source file that you were attempting to upload was not in an MP3 format. If you can change the format to MP3 for us, the upload should go through just fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I had it as a MP4 file. That's right. So I will re-export that in MP3 and I'll get it to you right away.
Okay, that sounds great. You should have no trouble uploading it once it's in the correct format. All right, oyentes, another thing that can help if your caller is having difficulty understanding your questions is to provide examples or choices, what Goyo calls concrete examples, to help your listener understand. So some of you have heard me talk about the fact that I work for a call center where we help people over the phone with water heaters. And one of the things that we have to ask them is where their water heater is located. So one of the things that I have to teach my agents is, instead of simply saying, where is the water heater located, which often causes the caller to say, oh, it's at 123 Reynolds Street. And then the agent has to say, no, not your address. Like, where is it? Where is the water heater? And the confusion can continue. I show them that it's best to say, where is the water heater located? Like, is it in your bedroom? Is it in your living room? Is it in your basement? Is it in a closet? And those concrete examples almost always result in communication, effective communication. The caller will say, oh, well, it's in my basement. They understand because the agent is giving them a list of examples or choices.
So by letting the customer hear concrete choices, somehow that gives them more empowerment in the conversation. They understand more easily what you want from them.
Right. There can be confusion when you ask someone, for example, about location. If I'm asking where something is located, I could be asking the address. I could be asking what floor is it on in the building, or I could be asking specifically, is it in the broom closet?
I see.
So when you give examples, contextual, concrete examples, it helps your listener understand exactly the category of thing that you're asking about. I'm specifically asking about, for example, which room it's in. And so I give examples of rooms and those kinds of locations.
So a good word to know here, oyentes, is the word ambiguous, or ambiguo in Espanol. If you ask a general question without concrete specifics in the question because you think the question is already clear, your question may be ambiguous. And as such, you need to make the question more specific and give the customer choices. We'll now continue the simulated phone call where Gabe demonstrates how to ask questions that give the customer more concrete examples or choices so that communication can happen and that the customer can feel comfortable as well. We always, of course, want our customers to feel comfortable in the United States. That is a big deal if you're learning how to speak English to customers in this country. We want to always show as much respect to their level of knowledge and intellect as we can. Let's get back to the phone call.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to upload this file in the right format, the MP3. But sir, I have another problem. I don't think I have a connection to the internet anymore.
Okay. Where is your Wi-Fi router located?
I'm sorry, my what? What did you call it?
Wi-Fi router. The Wi-Fi router is what sends your Wi-Fi signal and allows you to have the internet on your phone, for example. It usually looks like a black or white plastic box with lights on it, and it's got cables coming out of the back of it usually.
Oh, the white box. Yeah, I have something like that. It's right here. It's by my TV.
Oh, okay. Well, can you tell me where your router is located?
Well, yeah, it's right here by my TV. I just told you that. It's right here by the TV.
Oh, no, sorry, sir. No, like, is your router in your living room, your bedroom, your basement?
Oh, yeah, it's in my living room.
Okay, so the living room is normally in the middle of your house, so you should have a good, strong Wi-Fi signal there. So what I would recommend is you unplug your Wi-Fi router from the wall for a few moments and then plug it back in. This will reset your router and will likely resolve this issue and allow you to have internet again.
Okay, I'll try that.
All right, I'll stand by.
Hey, what do you know? It says that the file has been successfully uploaded, sir.
Oh, that's great to hear. Okay, well, that's taken care of. Are there any other questions for me today?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, well, thank you for being a customer of Podcasting Support Services. Have a good day.
Bye.
So in that last part of the phone call, Gabe gave me choices. He gave me specific, concrete mental images that I have a better chance of understanding, and he removed the ambiguous characteristics of the general question and made it more specific.
We want to thank Milena from EnglishMadeSimple.net for giving us a chance to share our voices and perspectives with her listeners. If you would like to learn more about the NATO phonetic alphabet, go to the link in our description for EnglishMadeSimple.net, and she will send you a digital book with all you need to know.
Hey, it's time for our quiz. Que se queda en el coco hoy? What sticks in your brain after one listening to our show today? You ready, Gabe? Question number 1.
Yes, sir.
All right. Which is the best way for Goyo to respond when someone asks him, can you spell your name? Is it A, repeat his name, but louder? I said my name is Goyo. B, he can spell his name G for golf, O like Oscar, Y like Yankee, and O for Oscar again. Or C, I can state something that rhymes, like it's Goyo, which rhymes with pollo.
Okay, so one of those was clearly better than the other two. We would definitely say that two of them were not the best way to respond when someone asks you if you can spell your name. So repeating your name but saying it louder in a louder voice is not usually an effective way to help someone understand what you're saying, especially not how to spell something. And then saying that it rhymes with something like Goyo and Pollo, even though you are both delicious, tends to cause some, is really only useful for pronunciation. In this case, the caller or the questioner was asking about spelling. So, B is the correct answer. Spelling your name phonetically, golf, Oscar, Yankee, Oscar, is the best way to respond, in my opinion.
That is correct. And it's the first time I've ever discovered that my brother has a tendency toward cannibalism. He's interested in delicious human flesh. All right, question number 2. Gabe, if you were supporting a call for an air conditioning service like El Clima, what would be best when trying to ask the customer to locate the air vent where the air escapes into the room? A, where is the air vent? B, can you put your mother on the phone, please? Or C, where is your air vent? Is it in the bathroom, the closet, the bedroom?
Well, B doesn't really make any sense. A and C, you're asking where the air vent is, which is good, but only C is the best way because you're giving an example. You said, where's your air vent? Is it in the bathroom, the closet, the bedroom? And the person you're asking is normally going to immediately respond with the room that it's in. They're going to say, it's in the utility room, or it's in the living room. Because that takes away that ambiguity of exactly what you're asking. Is that right?
That is correct. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
We want to thank our patrons. If you would like to become a patron of this show, please go to www.patreon.com/No Te Rindas Podcast. And we have a series of goodies that go by tier level, by nivel there, that you can access. We want to shout out some cities in the world that have been listening to our show lately and thank them. First, we have Alicante, España, Trujillo, Peru, there in the north of Peru, Irapuato, Guanajuato, Mexico, a place I would love to go and visit, Guanajuato. We have two California cities today, Gabe, Hayward and Turlock, California, a bit closer to home, and Toronto, Canada. Finally, we have a listener in Nuremberg, Germany, as well as Frankfurt. As you know, Frankfurt, Germany is a regular listener to our show. Perhaps they know someone in Nuremberg.
Let me ask you something, oyente. Have you already left our podcast a review or a rating? If the answer is no, please take a minute right now and leave us a rating or a review on your podcast platform. They really do help us reach more listeners, and we would so much appreciate it.
And if you did find us through a podcast player and not our website, there are other resources on our website other than the show. And that website address again is noterindaspodcast.us. And there you can find our blog. You can find support for specific types of English that you're trying to learn via video or written articles. And of course, you can find links to our app, Tenas, on the Google Play Store.
Greg, I just know that the Bulldogs from Georgia are going to turn this around and get back to their winning ways. Alabama, incidentally, is always a very tough and unpredictable opponent. I always watch what they do with interest. They just seem to always find a way to win.
Yeah, I'm sad. I know my wife is sad. She went to Georgia as well, but we'll survive and be back next week. Thanks for your time, bro.
All right. I love you dearly, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.